Hey guys, Mr. Bowman here. Today's learning objective is in blue and we are learning to identify the 6 types of distributions and how they relate to a data's distribution. So this year for our paper, we need to be aware of normal distributions, and we looked at that last year. We also need to be aware of a triangular distribution, uniform distribution, random discrete, percent, and our 6th and final distribution, binomial. For each of these distributions, we should be looking to identify the data's mean, the standard deviation, the x value, any parameter that relates to that data, or any probability that comes from those distributions. These distributions, or these models, they relate or often relate to the shape of the data and how that looks. So just going to change to a different color pen. Let's use green. If your data looks like a bell curve, we will remember that would be a normal distribution model. If your data is more triangular in shape, you would be looking to use the triangular model. If your data was rectangular, you would be looking to use uniform. And you may also get some other data. It may be skewed. Or finally, it may be pretty erratic or pretty irregular. And based on how the data looks is how you would decide what model you'd want to use. So if your data looked like a bell curve, sure enough, you'd be using the normal distribution model. If your data appeared to be triangular in nature, you'd be wanting to use the triangular model. If it looked like a rectangle or a square, you'd be looking to use a uniform or rectangular model. And the last one, skewed data or irregular data, there's no specific model for these, but there is a bit of a catch-all. If your data doesn't meet a normal distribution model, a triangular model, or a uniform model, you can fall back on the use of another model called random discrete. And the last thing I want to note, percent and binomial distributions, they don't really have a shape, and they are used in specific contexts. So hopefully this wraps up what we're going to be looking to achieve throughout 3.14. We're going to be looking at 6 types of models: normal, triangular, uniform, random discrete, percent, or binomial. And for each of those models, we need to identify or be able to calculate the mean, standard deviation, the x value, any parameter that the model relies on, and any probability from that context. So hopefully you found this video a good overview. Let's click on to video 2, which introduces normal distribution